Hi guys, good morning. It's currently Thursday, June 4th. It's around like 9:30 or almost 10. Um, and I just have coffee here and I just wanted to sit down, film this video and just chat with you guys. It's been like almost a month since I've last posted a video and my hair is different. Um, so that's one of the updates. I did dye my hair again. Being blonde and having to like bleach my roots, especially because I don't go to a salon, I just do it myself. Bleaching my roots, like my roots is always ending up like a different color than the rest of my hair, which is kind of normal, especially for like lighter blondes. Um, and just like the hassle of having to bleach the roots, and then like 5 seconds later, I'm already getting hair growing in. And I just wanted to focus on my hair health and just go back to my natural color. My natural color is like brown black, so I dyed my hair black again. So I have no intent on dyeing it again anytime soon. I'm just gonna let it do its thing, recover. Can hair recover? No, not really. But I'm just gonna let it grow and I'm just gonna focus on taking care of it. On top of that, it's been a crazy month. I will not lie to you guys. It's been a wild ride. Around like 2 weeks ago, I got like an overstrain injury on my ankle. So it started originally, I had like a little bit of discomfort in my ankle, a little bit of like discomfort in like my Achilles. And I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna rest. I've been pushing myself really hard. If you guys are new here, hi. But I do exercise very frequently. I exercise and train intensely. So I was working out 5 days a week. I was running 3 times a week. I would average around like 16,000 steps a day because I walk pretty much everywhere. So on top of that, I was like cycling and just working on like everything. But my ankle was just like really bothering me. So I was like, I'm just gonna rest for a little while because I'm really good at listening to my body. And if I need extra time to rest and recover, I'm gonna do that. So I rested for 2 days and I was still feeling a little bit of discomfort in my ankle. On the third day, the pain got significantly worse. So it was sending pain from like, say this is my ankle on my inner, it was on my left leg, so my inner part of my ankle, it was sending shooting pain up from my ankle all the way up to like my mid calf, which was not a fun time. When I tell you I could barely put weight on my foot to walk, I was like limping. I went to the hospital, I got it checked out. They did an x-ray, nothing was broken. So it had to have been like tendon damage or like ligaments strain or something like that. But once I created the appointment for the orthopedics, I was already feeling better and I was able to walk and I was able to move. So I just decided to like not go because I was already recovered. If the pain starts again or I have any discomfort, I am definitely going to book a orthopedics appointment just because I'm not taking any chances. That pain was intense. I also have a new job that I'm starting soon, which yay, I was so excited. It's a lot of time looking for a job because I had a list of requirements that I needed and this one checks all the requirements and then some, so I'm really excited. Anyways, let's get on into the video. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about what I'm currently reading. So if you guys don't know, I usually read more than one book at a time because I'm a feeling reader. It helps me get through more books and it helps me read more than just one book. I'm very big on, I don't really want to spend a lot of time on a book that I don't like, but also simultaneously, I need to finish the book in order to know that I really hated it. And I know a lot of people are like, don't waste your time on books that you don't like. But also simultaneously, I feel like I need to finish the book to know if I really didn't like it or not. Which may not be a good strategy because you know, The Master and Margarita left me in a slump for like a year. I just really didn't like it. That book keeps catching strays on this channel, and I'm so sorry guys if anyone likes that book. Let's get into what I'm currently reading and what I plan to be reading, and one of the books that I did finish. I won't lie to you guys, I haven't been reading as much as I haven't been reading as much. When I was injured, I was just watching TV and playing The Sims. I wasn't touching books. I guess we'll start. These were also on my... These books were also on my 2026 TBR, so you will see some books that I did mention. And yeah, let's get into it. So first we're gonna start off with The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I started reading this book. I think I started reading it like 2 months ago. I haven't gotten very far, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've only gotten 78 pages into this book. I was liking it, but at the same time, there is a lot of like time jumps, and it was following 2 different storylines. So it was following the main character, following 2 of the main characters. So it was following Celia, and then it was following the other guy, I forgot his name, Marco. I think his name was Marco. And it just kept jumping in between like their stories and back and forward. And like, I know obviously world building is essential for any like fantasy genre, and I like world building depending on, I guess, how they go about it. But I'm not writing it off completely. I don't think this is gonna be a DNF book. It's just like between what I was reading, I read a good chunk and I was just like not really super into it. So once I pick this up again, I'm definitely gonna feel like it's gonna be when I'm in the mood to read romance, fantasy, world building. But yeah, I'm not writing it off yet. I did like what I was reading of it. It was just taking like quite a bit of time to really set the main framework. And I understand why, but at the same time, pick it up a little bit. I don't like when books just like straight jump into romance either. That's weird, but it was just like, where's it going? That was the biggest question that I kept asking. Where is this going? What are they setting up for? Was the biggest thing. So definitely going to read that, just not right now. Next. The Count of Monte Cristo. I did mention that I was rereading this not too long ago, specifically because I was in a huge reading slump and this book was one of my favorite books ever. And I never read the full extended, like I never read the full version of it. So I started reading it. Like I said, I haven't been reading much, so I haven't gotten super far into most of the books that I'm going to be talking about, but especially because I switch it up. Like if I'm reading this and I don't feel like reading it, I'll switch to like The Night Circus, or I'll switch to another book depending on what I'm feeling. It just helps me, like I said, it helps me read more than I would if I just stuck to one book. Because one thing about me is if I'm not feeling like reading the book, I'm not gonna read the book. Like I tried to do that like one book at a time before, one book at a time, just focus on this book, but then it would go like days where I'm like, I don't feel like reading this at all, and so I wouldn't, and it would just sit there and sit there and sit there, and then by the time I got back to it, I was just like, what happened? So reading more than one book just helps me to do more reading in general, and switch it up, a little switch up. But I got around 72 pages into this book. This one it's hefty, so I'm taking my time with it anyways. I'm not rushing the process of reading this book. I want to enjoy it, I want to savor it. This is not like a I need to finish this in a certain timeline book. So I'm just having a blast. So yeah, that's The Count of Monte Cristo. Next. Okay. I have some I don't know if this is controversial or if this is a hot take. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I got almost 100 pages into this book. And yes, I was reading it. Yes, I was reading it. I don't like Snow as a character whatsoever. I know they try to make it like, oh, well, you know, he lost everything and he was so poor, and then he had to go and pretend that he wasn't poor, and like, okay, that doesn't justify what you did. You were a truly heinous, disgusting, despicable human being. You being poor doesn't change that. What are we doing here? And I understand it's important. It's like, you kind of have to see his point of view, how his thought process shifts, because he thinks he's a good person somehow in the beginning, and then by the end you're just like, wow. Because I watched the movies. I watched all the movies. I watched The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, the movie. It's just like, I can't feel myself sympathizing with Snow, no matter the circumstances. It just doesn't sink the same to me as the original Hunger Games series, and I just can't, I have a hard time relating to it. And it's not to say that I don't like main characters that are like, it's not to say that I don't like main characters that are complex, that I don't like main characters that I don't like personally as a person, because I have read books where I dislike the main character. I've even watched TV shows where I dislike the main character. But I just can't find myself relating to this book. I'm trying to get into it, and it's just like, I don't feel as into it as I did the original series. But Lucy Gray, and on that same note, we're going to get into a book that I did finish. I read Sunrise on the Reaping. Man, this book completely destroyed me. Destroyed me. Especially because Haymitch is one of my favorite characters throughout the entire series. And I know in the movies too, in the books as well, he comes off like a bit standoffish. He comes off like rude, arrogant, a drunk, obviously. But there's a reason for it. And reading his story truly made me cry so many times throughout the story. And I'm not giving any spoilers, obviously. Man, this book made me sob, and the movie is coming out in November, and I just don't think that I'm prepared to see that again, to experience that again. Man, this is one of the best books that I've read in a while. Would I recommend it? No. I wouldn't recommend it, because unless you want to be sobbing and crying on the floor, then I don't recommend it. This book gave me a book hangover. And let's go continue. The next book that I started is Moby Dick by Herman Melville. I only got a little bit into this book. Since it's very old, it is a little bit of a difficult read, so I do have to like annotate quite a lot, like look up words that I don't understand, and just sometimes reread certain parts just to get what they're saying. Yeah, okay, this may be a hot take. This may be, please don't cancel me for this, but as I was reading this, there's a lot of gay undertones. I actually looked it up because I was like, are you telling me that the main character is not gay? You sure? So I looked it up on like a Reddit post, and there were some other people that did agree with me. There's a lot of gay undertones in this book. And I was living for it. Don't get me wrong. I was reading through this, and I'm like, you can't convince me that this is not some gay undertones. You can't convince me. There's also a part where they have to like share a bed and be like bedmates or whatever. And yeah, I read about that and how that was like pretty common, I guess, for like soon to be sailors or sailors. But there's a part where he's like, he sprang into bed with me. I sang out, I could not help it now, and giving a sudden grunt of astonishment, he began feeling me. Sir, excuse me? I was definitely enjoying that, and I look forward to reading the rest and finishing the book. The next book that I am going to be starting, so this is on my June, this is my goal for June. So I finished Sunrise on the Reaping. My goal book for June is to read The Catcher in the Rye. I've had this on my list for a very long time. I just never got around to it. It seems like a fairly easy read. I've heard amazing things about this book. Some people say it's their favorite book of all time. So I'm really excited to read this. This is my next on my list. But yeah, that is all I have for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. But if you did, please leave a like down below. And if you like this content, please subscribe down below if you like being here and, you know, watching my video. And if you have any future suggestions or anything you guys would like to see, leave a comment down below. I really appreciate it. So yeah, love you guys. Bye.